Okay, my name is Emily and I work with the Alliance for Climate Protection. And we're on the bus to the Cancun Mess for day 3 of COP16. It's been, the first 2 days getting our bearings, sort of figuring things out, but we're excited to be here. And coming out of Copenhagen, I know the expectations are low, but the urgency of the problem hasn't diminished.
Good morning, I am Maaike Geubel. I work for RAPE, Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Partnership, at the Regional Secretariat of Southeast Asia and the Pacific, and this is my colleague.
Good morning, my name is Eva Oberender and I also work at the same Regional Secretariat for Southeast Asia and the Pacific region for RAPE. We have arrived in Cancun on Sunday afternoon, so this is our third day in Mexico for the negotiations. We're getting a little bit tired because the days are very long. These 16, 18 hours days, they do take a toll on us, but I'm actually really encouraged on what's going on within the rooms of the Moon Palace, and very impressed what the Mexican government has put up so far.
I'm hopeful that because they're now looking for small progress on lots of little things rather than one big agreement, I think that there is good hope that something will be achieved.
Speaking from the business perspective, because the Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Partnership is working towards greater business possibilities and opportunities within the renewable energy and energy efficiency space. We are looking for some clear signals as to what is going to be happening with the market mechanisms for renewables in particular. So that would be something that we would be looking to seeing progressing a little bit faster at this particular meeting, so that we know what's going to happen in Durban next year.
So what would you say to people who say Copenhagen was exciting and this is like the boring meeting? What would you say to them?
I think that is untrue. Copenhagen, the expectations were far too high, and therefore too many people were there. All the heads of states were there, which actually made the negotiation time shorter, and the pressure too high. So I think that here it is more likely that something will be achieved on aspects of the process.
Clearly we have entered this 2-year cycle where we have one big meeting in Bali, and then a smaller meeting in Poznan, and then a big meeting in Copenhagen, and a smaller meeting in Mexico, and there's going to be another big meeting in South Africa. Having said that, I also disagree with the fact that this is a boring meeting. I think they're doing really well.
My name is Yuki Tanaka. I'm from Institution for Transport Policy Studies in Japan. We are doing research in the field of transport, and we came here to hold a side event in terms of railway issues particularly. And we would like to propose how we can help introducing railway or other transport infrastructure, particularly for developing countries.
So Yuki, you told me something very, very interesting, is that some of the work that you do is about avoiding unnecessary transportation.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about your experiences with that, because I can imagine that it can be quite challenging.
Right. In order to reduce CO2 emissions, one of the important things is, of course, technology improvement, but that alone cannot reduce the CO2 emissions very much. So you have to reduce unnecessary transport. So, for example, by using the information and communication technology, you can do video conference or that sort of things, and you can cut business trips, and that's one of the things. And also by creating a compact city, you don't have to travel for commuting, and that way you can reduce unnecessary transport.
How do you feel about everyone flying here for this meeting? Can you give me some thoughts on the travel involved here?
There are things that you cannot avoid, particularly the direct contact. So that cannot reduce to some extent, but in the future we hope we can develop more video conference so that people can communicate without actually directly flying. So I'm not sure when we can do that, but in the future we have to think about that more seriously. By creating ideal transport, you can create the more sustainable community as a whole. So that's what we would like to convince other people.